I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary, my wife's name.
With context from the rest of the story, both Angela and James both show signs of mental illness, being in complete denial of what happened. Both of them have blocked out the memory because they don't want to come to terms with it and keep denying that it happened. So they live in this fantasy that Silent Hill has created. That they can find them, that they're still alive, they're somewhere in this town when they aren't. When you first meet Eddie, he shows immediate signs of denial. Immediately denying that he ever did anything to the guy in the kitchen.
Eddie, who's that dead guy in the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill anybody.
In our second interaction with Angela, James again shows clear signs of denial. When Angela tells him that he's just like her, he immediately denies it.
You're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, it's what we deserve.
No, I'm not like you.
James is showing clear signs of rejecting that he has any kind of suicidal thoughts. It's pretty apparent that he may indeed have some.
I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.
Don't be ridiculous.
James's demeanor from the beginning of the game starts to change. He starts to become more confrontational with the people he meets, as shown with the Eddie scene that's pretty soon after the first Maria scene.
Huh? Laura? But why?
Laura, is that her name?
That's what she said.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
She said she was fine by herself. She said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you.
Back in the second Angela scene, she shows clear signs of anger and frustration.
So, all you know is she lived in this town.
What did you say? How do you know that?
Well, I just figured, 'cause this is where you're looking for her. How else would I know?
Yeah.
What about that?
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been bad. Please don't.
Maria, Haven's Knight, and the bobblehead nurses all represent James's sexual frustrations. And all of this happens so closely together in the middle of James's mood change. I don't think it's merely just a coincidence. I think it's intentional. But where I think anger is most prevalent in this game is Eddie.
Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
You killed him?
But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything. He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog.
A mix of anger and denial is what kills Eddie in the end. While a lot of people make fun of Eddie's voice acting and his line delivery, I think his role in the story is amazing, and I think it's underappreciated, and I think it's just as genius as Angela's.
Eddie? What are you doing?
What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life.
A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
Throughout the end of Brookhaven and throughout the labyrinth, it almost seems James is trying to uncover what really happened, which would fit most closely with bargaining.
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar! Laura,
Fine, don't believe me.
But last year, Mary was already... I'm sorry, Laura.
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it?
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago.
The Lakeview Hotel part of the game especially reflects bargaining, because almost the entirety of it is James trying to figure out what really happened. And when he does... This fantasy this lie that James has been clinging to falls apart. Silent Hill has been feeding him this lie that Mary died to her illness and that maybe she's in this town. But after he watches the tape, it's all proven false, and he has nowhere else to look to.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
In the end, sadness is what killed Angela, much like how anger killed Eddie. But what happens next is amazing storytelling.
Stop! Leave her alone! Leave us both the hell alone! Ah!
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
James realizes he was weak when dealing with Mary's illness. He took the easy way out, because he couldn't deal with the stress that it put on him and his life. And he finally admits and understands that. And he understands why he needed Maria and the Pyramid Heads to punish him for it. But now that he's realized what he did, he doesn't need them anymore. He saw how Eddie and Angela dealt with their issues, and realized how he needed to do things going forward.
Maria, it's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No! I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James!
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James, please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
James rises above what happened to Eddie and Angela. he goes on with his life. He raises Laura just like Mary would have wanted, lives just like Mary would have wanted, and most importantly, accepts what happened. No more misery, no more loops, no more false beliefs, just acceptance.
That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.